Hey guys, Chris10 here today with a brand new video. Sorry for that unprofessional opening. Anyway, today I am here with my video Skylander prototypes. Now, before I get into this video, I need to explain that this was rushed because I kind of had I was going to be uploading, since this is kind of my schedule now where I've been uploading once a week. My plan was that 2 weeks back that I was going to upload a part 1. I was going to make a part 2 Sky Hunt. It'd be a very big deal. Like, I was thinking maybe it could be my 300 subscriber special because nobody commented about that. So I thought maybe I'll do a Sky Hunt because I haven't done it once this year. So I thought I'll do this huge Sky Hunt where I'll do part 1 and then part 2. But what happened was there is a problem. Part 1 is finished, I'll tell you that much. But part 2 I couldn't do because what I'd be looking for in part 2 would be Cursed Tiki Temple, and as most of you should know, Cursed Tiki Temple did not release. So part 2 was going to be this week's video. Part 1 was going to be last week's video. So there's kind of a mix-up and it all went bad. So now we have this video, which I'm going to be honest with you was rushed. But I worked hard on it, I'll tell you that much. So yeah, the second thing I'm going to address is not all the images in this video are mine, and I will credit every person I took images from in the description, mainly being YRock the Elite Slayer and Family Gamer TV. So now let's finally get into the video. Skylander prototypes. Now, as most people do know, anything needs to go through stages to become cool, and Skylanders go through this too, and it could be they start out as something completely different and turn into something completely new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some early Skylanders, some that became other Skylanders, and some that were just scrapped. So yeah, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you why I think they failed. If I'd like to see them come back in a way, and stuff like that. So let's get into this. Starting with a prototype that actually made it. I wanted to go through the 2 prototypes that did actually make it to be actual characters, which was Crypt King is one of them. I'll tell you the next one in the next slide. So Crypt King, this is his early draft. Now, this is probably one of the more well-known prototypes because it's been shown in lots of videos. I'm pretty sure Family Gamer TV has shown it. The Skylander Boeing Girl has showed it. Pretty much, Crypt King was supposed to look pretty much exactly like Chop Chop. He still does look a lot like him, just he's enough to stand as his own character. Crypt King was originally going to be the Magic Giant, but they scrapped him for Ningini. Now, I have personally I think they thought he is too much like Chop Chop, and that's the reason they probably scrapped him. Some names that his prototype went under were King Cut, and some people on the internet call him Chop Chop's daddy because on how much he looked. I especially love this image, where it's him and the big form. So that one's really cool. Here's the what is it? The 3D print, because they 3D print their characters, and we'll be seeing ones like that in this video. And this is probably my favorite. These were 3 sculpts they made in Trap Team because eventually they noticed he could become another character, and they noticed because he had such a big sword, he would fit exactly with the Trap Masters. So they thought, hey, let's add this guy as one of the undead Trap Masters, and so Crypt King was born. So here were the 3 drafts. They made a blue figure, this figure, which was the one that we know and love. The only difference is that he has that little string, I don't know what to call it, string of hair sort of deal, where he's like that. And then there was the red one. So yeah, I don't know why. I'm pretty sure they just wanted to test some color schemes out. This was the original. They scrapped it, of course, and maybe this was another possible color scheme. Personally, I like this one the best. I think the one that they went with was, well, no, I like the blue one the best. But I think if they did do it, it would resemble Chop Chop too much, and yeah, so instead they didn't do it, so they went with black. And I do like the black coloring. The black and gold makes it look really cool. So the next Skylander that made it, and these are the only two I know of that actually became characters, was Chopper as well. He also was designed in Giants. Chopper was supposed to be the tech giant. Now, personally, I think as cool as it would be, I do think like it doesn't really, like what he has. As you can see, he has like machine guns. This one I think would fit, but just these two, they just seem like a little grown up, and kind of. But yeah. And they're not robotic-like either. I think they're a little, like, the tech giant needs to be like a robot. That's why I think they went with Bouncer. But he did come back, and Chopper is one of my favorite characters, so yeah. Just looking at these early drafts, I can see kind of why they scrapped him. Yeah, that's about it. Speaking of the tech giant, though, they eventually did get to another character. Now, this image, credit to Y-Rock, this one I'm pretty sure is by Family Gamer TV. And this image is actually from a trailer, because you'll see this with some of these characters that they did keep them in a way. So yeah, I think there's one more where it's like this. Pretty much this was Bouncer's earlier design, and they did give a reason why they scrapped him. It was because he felt a little like he didn't feel like a Skylander. He felt like he didn't feel like he didn't fit the cartoon typing. So yeah, I really like this character, and I don't know why they scrapped him. And I'm going to be honest, as much as I love Bouncer, I'd actually probably prefer him over Bouncer. But still, I can see why they scrapped him. I do wish he had come back in another way. Like, I would really like to play as the character, because if you look at his gameplay, he's shooting Trigger Happy's Gold, like, with machine guns. That's just awesome. I'm pretty sure he also appeared in a Battle Pack. So in a battle arena, in a battle pack, he is. There's a ton of them in there. So, yeah, he's cool. Next is Early Boomer. Now this is this character didn't change too much. Boomer didn't change too much, but yeah, this kind of I need to explain. Pretty much, before Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure was being made, Spyro the Dragon series was heading into its next phase, where they're making a game called Spyro's Kingdom, where you would be able to play. You wouldn't play as Spyro, but you'll be able to play as Spyro's friends, and this would be one of his friends. And then what happened was, as Skylanders was being made, they slowly ditched the Spyro's Kingdom idea and just thought, hey, let's make our own game with Spyro in it. So that's kind of how Skylanders was born, and I'm pretty sure that's how these three came to be. If there is gameplay online, I sadly couldn't get a picture of it, but there is gameplay of this guy. He pretty much plays the exact same to Bouncer. He's pretty much, not Bouncer, Boomer. He's a clone of Boomer, just he has a different design, really. He has a beard and such. So next is probably one of the more famous prototypes, which is Sun Dragon. He's the most popular, if not the popular. Sun Dragon was kind of leaked. That's his code name. He was an early version of Camo, but there's enough differences to make him feel like he wasn't Camo. Pretty much, Sundragon was, again, part of Spyro's kingdom. And as you can see, here's his figure found at Toys for Bob in their display case. And this is what got him big. This is what people found weird. Was in the first trailer, most of the enemies were gray and colorless, but and most of the Skylanders were filled with color, so you can tell which character is which. And Sundragon was filled with color, so that people thought that, hey, this is like a secret character. Pretty much, Sundragon was an early version of Camo, what they scrapped and changed his design. And then there is some gameplay here of the early versions of Spyro's Adventure. He pretty much, through the gameplay, Crystal Blazer found, I'll leave her link in the description to the video, pretty much he found, he had the same powers as Camo, just with a different design. So yeah, and here's the final one I got here, which is Tarklops. Now this one, I would say, is the most popular scrapped Skylander. Tarklops was, again, designed for Spyro's Kingdom, and was really, like, he goes back far, and he's even kind of snook his way into more newer Skylanders games. So pretty much Tarklops started out as an early version of Zap, where he'd be a Cyclops made of tar. It's pretty obvious, but anyway, he'd have the same, he'd be like a snail, and he'd have the same attacks as Zap, but yeah, eventually something happened where Iway, the guy who designs all the Skylanders, he eventually felt that he didn't really care for him. The more he made him, the less care he had for the character, so he eventually just scrapped him and gave all of his powers to Zap. And yeah, there's stuff like figures that were sold on eBay. I actually found the original listing, and it went for like kind of $250. The figure doesn't work in the game at all either. It's just a prototype figure. And there's a card for Spyro's Kingdom where it gives Tarklops' backstory. If I could read it quickly: a creature from the sea, Tarklops is slow on land but fierce in water. Many years ago, Tarklops was sent to the islands by his father, King Cyclops, to find a stolen relic that belongs to their underworld kingdom. So there's that pretty basic story. And one of the biggest things is in Trap Team, they changed one of the hats called the Gloop Hat, which was originally just this green thing with an eye, like a green gooey thing with an eye that's a hat, to Tarklops. So they do still care for him, and of course Superchargers has all the hats. So if somebody were really like a big Tarklops fan, they could probably make an Imaginator of him if they hacked the game. I noticed that while I was making this. So yeah, so that's about it. That's the end. I also forgot to mention Crystal Blazer, sorry. But yeah, sorry again, this video was rushed. It's only been, I've been really trying to make that Sky Hunt video. So yeah, maybe part 1 will be released either this week or next week. I don't really know. Let's just hope for the best and that Cursed Tiki Temples gets out. Also, before I end this off, I need to say that I gained 14 subscribers since my last video, and I just need to say thank you for that. I've been growing a lot in my YouTube channel, and that's one of the main reasons I'm releasing this video, is because I really wanted to get something out for you guys. So yeah, if please recommend in the comment section below 300 subscriber special video because nobody has recommended anything on my grave clobber video. So my plan is going to be that sky hunt because I haven't made a sky hunt all year, and I'm feeling like doing these part 1 and part 2 will be good. So other than that, guys, this is Chris Farten signing out. Please like, share, do not forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.